Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today I am back with a deck profile of something that you are maybe not really used to see me play. So on my stream, you guys probably know me a little bit already. I don't really like to play online, um, just because I hate to click like buttons. But whenever I do play online, I play some fun decks because I'm just trying to have the best time of my life, and I just hate grinding online. So we just make like the random most weird decks that we can find. And yeah, today I have a cool deck for you guys of a deck that I have tested on stream and I've worked it out a little bit. Eventually, I'm actually managed to get all the cards. And yeah, let's go into the deck profile because you have probably seen the seen the thumbnail already. But right here we have a Monarch deck profile. Now, especially for this deck, I have double sleeved it. So this deck is massive. It's an entire brick, like it should be. There's no extra deck. I do have a couple of cards that you can potentially side, so I will talk over those a little bit. But let's go into the deck profile. So for the Monarchs, we are playing Triple Ether, being one of the most important Monarchs out there right now. This is the only card that like really disrupts in your opponent's turn. Like Ether Stormfort is just insane. So we play triple those. Then Erebus, hand looping, field looping. This card is insane. Don't forget its graveyard effect. Like just adding it back to the grave, which is also why I play Foolish Burial is like a starter. Because again, this is still Monarchs. It's literally either you open like playable and good, or you play like Floodgate, or you play like none at all because you open 8 Monarchs. Uh, so we are playing triple of both and the Foolish Burial to get him back as well, because there are hands that you don't have Monarchs, there are hands that you only have Monarchs. So may not be like the best, most consistent deck, but we are just trying to make it the best we can. They play triple Edea, just broken to add the banished cards back. You can kind of search cards with her like that when she leaves the field or is sent to the grave. By any means necessary, you can add a banished card back to your hand, which is insane. So you can play around with that with Prime, which is something that I have been doing quite a bit. Only double idols because we summon it from the deck with Edea, and Edea is just so valuable. The thing that I have been noticing about this deck is that if you start with this and it gets impermed or negated, you will literally just pass turn unless you have Ether in hand. So we do play a couple of new cards from the latest set, Lightning Overdrive, that try to help that. So try to play as much out before using your normal summon, because the moment you use that, you're kind of fucked if it gets disrupted. Then we play the Unsearchable Vanity's Fiend, which looks like a Monarch, but isn't a Monarch. This is the only card that doesn't interact with the deck at all, because he has 1200 defense and 1000. So yeah, we play double. I'm not sure if 3 is needed. And the other one is Vanity's Fiend. We can search this one, so we just use it like as the one-off. And it's kind of a flex spot. I play Cuirass because I like Cuirass. He gives loads of advantage to you. I like to use him turn 1. I don't really use him as Disrupt, because if you pop your opponent's card, it's kind of bad because they draw cards. You can also play like there's like a dragon you can play as well, which is a bounce. But I don't know. I don't have that card, and I've been playing this, and I just like this. It gives so much advantage and versatility to your hands. And the last card that we play is a brand new card. Ankamauphrit. Ankamauphrit? Ankamauphrit. It's the guy. So this is a pendulum monster, which might seem super weird. His effect is when he is in skill, you can destroy him and draw a card. So it's upstart. His monster effect is that when he's in the extra deck, and he's the only card in your extra deck, you can special summon him. And then when he is special summoned this way, he gets banished when he leaves the field. So you play no extra deck, because of course you're playing Monarchs. You activate this, it's literally Upstart Goblin. They activate him in the extra deck, and it's literally Tribute Fodder. And even though it's pendulum, it gets banished when he leaves the field, doesn't matter how. And you don't get a monster in your extra deck. It's perfect. It's such a weird card, it's very interesting, and yeah, it works really well in this deck. Just like extra fodder, extra consistency. This card is actually really solid in this deck, and I really like him. Do note that the Edea and the Idols do lock you from something from the extra deck, so you have to do this before. But you want to do this before you use those anyway. So yeah, it's such a cool card. It's really solid. Then you play triple Pantheism, triple Tenacity, triple Domain, triple Stormforth. It's all pretty standard. One of the cards that I am looking at too is Return of the Monarchs. Because it is interesting. It's a cool card. You search your Ether or your Erebus for the follow-up, but you really don't need 3 of these, or you're just gonna discard them with Pantheism. Like, this is one of the few cards that you just, like, want to search for and then use it. Unlike Domain, which is a card you just want to see earlier on. Then 1 for 1 to summon Adea, Reinforcements of the Armament to add Adea, and Foolish Burial to send the Erebus to add him back to the hand by discarding a Monarch spell trap from the grave. You can also use this card to send Adea, which is something that can definitely come up a lot. For the traps, I am playing Erupt. It's kind of a flex spot. A lot of people are saying this isn't mandatory because just sitting on Domain is more important. But this card is coming clutch, going first and second for me a lot. So I really like the card. And the last card is Double Prime. You don't want to play 2. What you kind of want to do is get 1 in the grave and have the other one on the field to keep recycling resources. The moment that both are in grave, your resource game is basically just dead. So yeah. What it comes down to is this deck is really interesting. It has cool interactions with Domain. It has cool interactions with the Vanity's Fiend. It's surprisingly consistent with the new Upstart Goblin guy that is also Tribute Fodder, which is really, really nice. Overall, the deck works, but you still brick. You just draw like multiple Monarchs, and that is just bad. It's just bad to have like 4 Monarchs in hand and no playable cards. So deck is cool, deck is interesting. The deck is going to become a little bit better with the Flunderies cards, like the card that tributes cards from the field. Lithium has a video on that, which is honestly insane. And Lithium is one of the people that really inspired me to build the deck as well. And big shout outs to Le Prince, giving me a lot of the tech cards and his list that I based my list upon. For the side deck, what you can play is really up to what you have. You can do like the Cosmic Cyclones, the Twin Twisters are pretty decent because you have a lot of discard fodder anyway. Lightning Storm, Droplets really solid. What I would like to cite is Phantasme, because he's really good for going second, and Nibiru, because they have bodies on the field, and they are tribute fodder, which is really, really nice. Another card that you can play is Escalation. Escalation is pretty interesting. I'm not really sure if I want to play it just now, but it is a cool card. That's a tribute summon in your opponent's turn. And another card that I like to cite at least once is March of the Monarchs, to protect our Monarchs from like any disruption. But yeah, this deck definitely can like die after shining. It's not really great versus Droll. It's not really great versus Gamma. It's not really great versus normal summon disruption. It's not really great versus Evenly. That's really great versus Lightning Storm. So there are weaknesses, but you have a surprisingly good matchup against most decks. Going second, it's also pretty cool because like you just have Stormforth, and even if you go first, you don't really need a lot. Like you can sometimes just pass on normal summon that has been disrupted, and they just add your Stormforth to your opponent's turn, which is really nice. So the deck is a lot of fun. It's surprisingly good, and if you have liked Monarchs when it came out, definitely give it a shot now. It's definitely not what it used to be. It can still brick, but it's fun. I've been having a lot of fun with this deck, and I'm looking forward to play testing this a little bit more, see where it goes, and when the Flunderies cards arrive, that's gonna be cool to see what the deck does. So yeah, this has been my Monarch deck profile. If you have any tips or anything you want to say about the deck, let me know in the comment section down below, and I am seeing you guys in the next video. Bye guys.